What's up, Subtle Asian Traits? I'm here with the one and only Kevin Carter from Bling Empire.
What's up, guys?
Kevin, welcome to Sydney, Australia.
Thank you, man.
I want to dive into it. Something that you've been pretty big in promoting and pushing is the dismantling of Asian stereotypes, especially those in Western media and especially those that are masculine stereotypes. And so I wanted to know, like, what kind of inspired you to be so passionate about that first off, and yeah, what made you start to push that?
What really made me so passionate about speaking about Asian stereotypes, especially Asian masculinity, is when I spoke about this 13, 14 years ago to my white friends, to producers, to girls. They kind of like just pushed it aside, and they kind of thought I was just like, oh, I'm just a guy who can't get laid. But that wasn't even the case. It wasn't even like I was really trying to get empathy or like sorry points or anything like that. When it came to even just dating, and when I went to Asia, I just saw the preference that a lot of the girls had for white guys. So then I brought that experience back, and I was like, something's not right. Like, why isn't this? Is this just a thing? This must just be like a Korean adopted thing. And then I started speaking about it, like, yeah. Well, did you know that Crazy Rich Asians is coming out now? It's an all-Asian movie, and they have all these Asian guys. Right then I was like, yeah, but did you know this is the first time they're going to be seen as sexy and normal? And then people were like, oh yeah, like they never really thought about that. And so when I started speaking more about those topics, I found that, you know, people of all like backgrounds were just relating to it. Spanish, Black, anything. And I just kept speaking. So then I just shared my experience about being an Asian guy. And it just seemed like a lot of people related to it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's such a shared experience across, I think, so many Asian guys. You know, for me, like growing up here in Australia, I went to schools that were really predominantly white, and you know, the compliments were always, you're so sporty for an Asian, you're so good looking for an Asian, right? Like it's always that little backhanded thing.
And
so
we,
I think
we took it back then, because it was like, wow.
I was like, whoa, like thanks, like, right?
It seemed like all the people that were shutting me down were like white and Asian American girls at the time. But what I realized is the Asian American girls were just like me. They were recovering or in the midst of just trying to get approval from the white community. I see this with a lot of Asians who come over to America trying to assimilate. You know, they really, they kind of they bond with other Asians by saying, well, I'm not into Asians. And then they're like high-fiving each other. You know what I mean? It's like they found somebody who spoke their language, but they don't realize they're speaking the language of self-hate and insecurity and inferiority complexes. And I know this because I used to do the same shit. Like I would literally even try to bond with like white girls or white guys, like saying, yeah, I'm not into Asians, you know? And it's just like, that's because I felt less than them. And it's a way to try to make yourself feel better. And I realized how messed up this was. But what I realized too is, where did I get all that from? I got it from not only kids, but kids got it from the shit they watched on TV, movies. Asian guys never got anything at the end. They weren't even portrayed as cool. So when I say masculinity, I just mean more of our sexuality. Like we're desirable, you know? I don't mean masculinity in the sense of like, we gotta be bodybuilders. We all gotta have a six-pack. We all gotta be like 8 feet tall. Although that's not sexy.
I mean, that's a little scary.
When you're that tall, it's not sexy anymore.
No offense to 8 feet tall guys out there. You know, like
there's no Asians 8 feet tall anyway, right? So they're not gonna.
What I want to do now though is I want to kind of like play a little game.
Sure. That wasn't the game.
That wasn't the game.
Oh,
it was fun, but it wasn't the game. I have like a list here. They're basically popular Asian stereotypes that have been seen across Western media, and I'm gonna read each one out. Okay. And I just want you to respond. Let me know like how much you relate, how much you fit in that category, and how much you feel like it might be completely wrong from your perspective. Right. Okay. So the first one that I have is all Asians know Kung Fu.
Oh, I hate this stereotype so much. The reason why I hate it is because in movies and media, like coming from an acting background, I was told right from the beginning I should learn martial arts. And I hated that. I was like, why can't I just learn how to act? And that was a barrier because they're like, well, you'll get more roles. Well, I was like, so if we all do Kung Fu, how diverse is that? And how, like, why do we not have the ability to play anything outside of that.
Next one is Asian men are not sexy.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously true, right? No, I'm kidding. No, it's absolutely not. Like, here's the thing that I'm also trying to break the minds of people, right? It seems like it's no longer the answer that Asian men aren't sexy, right? Of course there are now, right? People are aware of that. But what I'm trying to get people to realize is we are just as sexy as other races. There's a totem pole still in people's minds. And in the algorithms of dating apps. And social media. But by the way, rumor has it, a lot of those co-founders and founders are Asian. So I think there's a big problem in there, right? It's like we're kind of perpetuating our own stereotypes of Asian men aren't sexy if we don't put Asian men in front of dating apps and stuff and algorithms, right? So no, I obviously disagree with that.
Asian men are all nerdy and good at math.
See, this is the thing. I actually think being a nerd is kind of cool. Man.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing because I mean, I'm a comic book and Magic the Gathering nerd, and I don't think people really remember those card games and stuff like that in the past. But the one thing I actually wish was true is that I was good at math. I wish that was true.
How about Asians are the model minority?
Yeah, so I mean, that's a tough one too, right? Because we are the model minority. Like, when you look at it, there's a lot of funding in nonprofits or big corporations that support all the other races. I don't mean to call out these big corporations, but I've been asked to speak in front of some of these really big conglomerates, right? And they're like, oh yeah, no, we don't have enough budget to support the Asian foundations, the Asian community in our corporations. But you'll speak in front of 30,000 people. This is like the email. So I do think there's a model minority in the sense they don't think we need it, nor is there urgency to put money into our community.
Right.
But I do say this, there are a lot of rich Asians out there. And if those rich Asians actually started to allocate and put their money to help the community instead of on their like other needs that are very superficial, we could actually do some good for each other.
What about the stereotype that Asians eat weird food and eat anything and everything?
Yeah, but dude, so do like Americans. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's just like perspective.
Yeah, so do Australians, right? I mean, don't you guys eat like crocodile and stuff?
Oh, we do. I've had like crocodile.
Yeah.
Kangaroo. Have you had kangaroo?
No, see, to me that's weird though. You know, like, but then you go to Asia, they eat other things that are just weird, right? You go to America, they eat frogs' legs in Louisiana, you know? Like, there's weird shit all the time.
How about the tiger parent stereotype? So, all like Asian parents are all like tiger parents.
So I feel like I'm a bad candidate for this because my parents are white.
Sure.
But I know my mom was more of a tiger mom to my brother, who's also white.
Right.
Very, very loose on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when it came to academics, the worst thing that ever happened was, did you try your best? And I'd be like, yeah. It'd be like a C- or something. I'd be like, that's all we can ask.
That's so nice.
So I can't speak on it.
Was it like an older or younger brother?
It's a younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a question for him.
That's it. Yeah, it is. What about Asians are all bad drivers?
That's not true.
Not true.
Yeah, I'm one of the best parallel parkers I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift style.
How about Asians can't drink? I know you don't drink. But
Oh yeah, no, I don't drink. But I mean, I remember when I did drink a ton, and I drank with the best. Like when I'm talking about the best, the Irish.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do car bombs and stuff. It's when you put a shot of Jaeger in a beer and you drink it as fast as you can.
Okay.
But yeah, I would pound those in like maybe 1.5 seconds.
Sheesh.
It was like crazy. So like, I'd be the first person at the party drinking, last person leaving.
Amazing. Kevin, just like before the last couple of questions, like, what have you been working on? Yeah, we'd love to know.
Well, I think the whole thing with like Asians can't drink, like I think that's why it's so important for me to talk about mental health. And so when I created a business, like it's right in front of us, Signs, it's a non-alcoholic alternative. And so it's really big in trying to create a product that will help us fit in when we're out there drinking. Because I think for me and you, confidence can sometimes be a struggle, especially when we're going out drinking. And for some reason, we don't feel comfortable unless we have something in our hand.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I created this, because being sober for 7 years, I wanted something to stand for us. And so I think Asians could really use a little bit more empowerment when they go out to drink, because I think we feel pressured. I know I did. I felt pressured to fit in too much. And so that's why I wanted to create this beverage that's launching on October 5th. By the way, that's the same day as Bling. Season 3
is coming out. Was that planned? That you...
Yeah, I planned that. I know, planned that around the same time.
Kevin, before we go, is there anything that you want to say to subtle Asian traits?
Yeah. How ironic it's called subtle Asian traits. We shouldn't be so subtle.
That's it. I like it. Thank you, man. I appreciate your time.
All right, man. Take care.